Hello, IGN. My name is Jose Otero. I'm here with Ben Janca.
Hey,
and
Jose.
We are here to talk about a surprise announcement this morning.
Right?
Hyrule Warriors is now a 3DS game. Who knew this would be a thing?
Right? Not me.
Yeah, Tecmo Koei apparently accidentally, potentially this morning, put this on. It definitely showed up on YouTube. The question is, was it an accident or was it on purpose?
Everyone says it's a leak. I don't know.
Yep, and we're just going to let the trailer run here before we do a couple of analysis, right? And just take a little look.
Yeah, break it down a bit.
Yeah, so, I mean, just in terms of performance, this thing seems to be on par with, you know, the console version of this game, which came out last year in the US on September 26th, I believe. And you're getting Tetra as a playable character, so that's a bit of the obvious, but there you have it. A Wind Waker character, and you're also getting the King of Red Lions. Yes, the King of Red Lions, or the King of Hyrule, as some people know him, along with the returning cast.
This Wind Waker theme that they redid that's playing in the background right now is pretty great.
You like all that butt metal?
I just butt it up all over the place.
All right, so let's rewind this. Let's go back. All right, so from the start, let us do a little bit of sleuthing to see. So as we pointed out earlier, performance-wise, seems to be on par.
Looks pretty solid.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid. Let's skip over to where the gameplay actually starts and do some quick pauses and
some cutscene nonsense.
Yeah, you've seen these cutscenes before. They're good cutscenes. The cutscene direction on this game, I will say, was pretty decent. So right here, you're seeing the map that is Hyrule Field.
Yes.
You are seeing on the lower touchscreen what you would expect to see on the lower touchscreen, which is the map of the area and a sort of highlight for each character and where they are in that world. And you've seen this special specifically since this game got announced in 2013.
It's the main one, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more, iconic, like, spin move attacks. But I do want to point out that there are, at least in the distance, a lot less characters on screen. And this was kind of signature, I do want to be fair, of performing a special. Sometimes a bunch of enemies would just, basically that's where all the attention would be.
Teleport to you, yeah.
Yeah, so this is not anything that's uncommon, but even in this combo back here, there seems to be a lot of enemies on screen, but you look over by that tree.
Kind of far away.
Yeah, not as many, but still performance-wise, not bad. Like, I will say that. Because this is like, a stock air combo. But wait a minute, Ben, did you see that? What was that?
What kind of trickery is happening?
So this stylus that appears during this video, I think, is hinting at the idea that you can swap characters while playing. Now, I would be impressed by that only because in Hyrule Warriors, as it exists now, this is not a thing.
Yes.
Once you are on a map playing as a character, I don't believe you can transform to the perspective of another character. But I think this would actually spice up some of this gameplay a little bit, because I'd have the variety of switching fighting styles whenever I feel like it.
It's also something that Dynasty Warriors games have kind of done a lot in the past, where you can pick two characters, switch between them, keep your combo going or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I think they're hinting at that you're going to be able to switch between three characters with this. I mean, otherwise, why have this touchscreen show up to show you these different perspectives? Now, this entire trailer takes place on the same map. Nothing different here. And of course, there you have it.
Just Impa doing her thing.
Yes. But again, you're noticing back there just a lot of empty space.
Yeah.
That said, still want to point out I'm very impressed so far by how well it appears to be running on here. Cool. So let's go forward.
What?
Back to the obvious. Tetra is a playable character. No spoilers from Wind Waker if you don't know that. Wait, who are... Oh, that's just one of the lizard-like enemies. I just wanted to be sure what enemy that was.
Well, it's good. It's an analysis. It's good to look at it.
Yeah, it's good to take a double check these things. And then you have, of course, the King of Hyrule.
Boat King.
Yes. Right here, he's right outside the Great Fairy Shrine on the map, if you notice. Again, just sort of peeking around him. Nothing super out of the ordinary, but again, just trying to keep track of how many enemies are on screen. Seeing that.
Some more cutscenes.
So Ben and I did spend some time looking for evidence on if the DLC would be included.
Because that's a big thing. Like, if you buy this, you're going to want the DLC that's already out.
Yes, and you don't want to buy that DLC a second time.
Exactly.
So it's interesting to find out how Nintendo is going to approach that. But I will point out here, first I thought this was the token clue, but then you reminded me the hookshot already did this before DLC.
Yeah, if you get the powered-up hookshot, instead of pulling you to the person or pulling them to you, you can actually pull the moon down from Majora's Mask.
There you go. That's a creepy moon. But right here on this screen,
all the characters.
when we see all the characters. I do want to point out, obviously these are all playable characters. There's two things to talk about here. First of all, at the right, the balloon is Tingle. Tingle is a DLC character. So presumably to me, that is the signal that DLC is included as part of this package.
Yeah.
The only way this would be... I think the only other thing I would expect is if he wasn't already in the game, that if you already bought the DLC, it counts towards this. But I don't know how Nintendo would handle that.
A cross-buy kind of thing like they did with Smash Bros. Or something kind of retroactively, but...
If it's all included, I think that's an excellent reason for someone who is really into this game to want to buy this game. Now, I do want to point out one more thing that the internet has pointed out, actually. This is not 100% coming from Ben and I, but if you look to the left of Tetra, there is a crossbow there. That crossbow is not an ordinary weapon that's in the game, first of all.
No, it's not at all.
But secondly, if you are familiar with Zelda Muso, which this is the name of Hyrule Warriors in Japan, it came with an art book. And inside of that art book was a drawing for a sister-like Link, sort of a female-looking Link. Now, it is described as a sister-like character. I think the relationship between her and Link could be, for example, the relationship between Ryu from Street Fighter and Sakura.
Like a looking up, kind of trying to emulate.
Yes.
Sort of that kind of thing.
So the big question mark in a lot of people's minds is this their opportunity to introduce that character, put her in this version of the game, potentially put that character in the Wii U version of the game? We don't know.
It very much could be.
Could be, but it's too early to tell. Definitely we'll be keeping an eye out for this one at E3. Just for folks at home, the series is called Zelda Muso in Japan, and then the text underneath the sword is actually Hyrule All-Stars.
We got it professionally translated.
Yeah, Per Schneider came to our rescue because we had no idea what that said. And there you have it. The first trailer for Hyrule Warriors is out there.
There's a little bit more, though.
Oh, what is the little bit more?
There's just a little bit with actually transferring stuff right after this. They say that if you buy the game, you can transfer the characters that are in that game over. So maybe there is some sort of transfer thing for DLC that goes back and forth. But yeah, that's.
Well, you're definitely going to be able to transfer the King of Hyrule and Tetra in the Japanese version of this game. Presumably that will also apply to America because I don't think they've split up DLC in any other way. Well, there you have it, folks. A Rewind Theater for Hyrule Warriors on 3DS. Who would have known? For more awesome Nintendo news, make sure you keep it right here at IGN.